Hello guys, so welcome to Waga Forex One channel, and I'm here today to share this strategy that can be able to give you up to 90% win rate if you know what you are doing. Okay, if you know what you are doing, you can be able to get up to 90% win rate with this simple strategy. So one of the things that you really need to understand is the market structure, how the market structure works, and what to expect when it comes to market structure. So make sure you are following, make sure you subscribe to this channel, make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and anywhere. If you have anything, you can just contact me. The contact details is on the cover page. Okay, yes. So these are you can be able to see that we have a structure here. I'm going to use two scenarios. So in this case, I'm going to use a bearish simulation, and on the live chat I'm going to use a bullish, so that you're able to interpret everything and understand what happens here. So you can be able to see that we have a bearish market structure at this particular screen here, and one thing that you really have to understand is that this one is the bigger picture. This is what you expect to see on the higher time frame. On the higher time frame, what you really have to understand on the higher time frame is that a candle on the higher time frame is a trend on the lower time frame, and therefore if you confirm the trend that you're having on this simulation here, you'll be able to understand that we have a bearish trend. How do you identify a bearish trend? A bearish trend is whereby we are seeing several break of structure to the downside, meaning that market is seeking what sell side liquidities to the downside, okay, while protecting the lower highs, okay, and that is what we really have to understand. Therefore, what can we be able to see on the chart? We're able to see price coming from the lower high to lower low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price creating a series of lower highs and lower lows suggests that we are on a bearish trend. Once we see a break of structure, once we see a valid break of structure, what are we going to expect? We're going to expect a pullback. We're going to expect a pullback that we always anticipate it to end on the order block above near the lower high. On this case, we are on a bearish trend, so we are going to use a bearish order block here. So once price touches the bearish order block here, which is a supply zone, what do we expect? We always expect a continuation. This is just a picture on the higher time frame. Now let's check on the lower time frame. What you expect on the lower time frame? This is now the bigger picture on the lower time frame. This is what you expect to see. On the lower time frame, this is where we want to see the liquidity sweep. This is where we are now trading the SMC entry models, whereby we really need to see liquidity traps, inducements, and all that. The liquidity sweeps, traps, order blocks, clear order blocks, FVG. We always want to see them on the lower time frame for our setups. As much as we've interpreted or anticipated the higher time frame analysis, now we are anticipating the lower time frame analysis. So if you are able to understand, you'll be able to understand that we are a general here. We have a break of structure to the downside. Then we can be able to see a trend within a trend. We have the bigger trend, and we have the smaller trend that is coming, that external taking the external low at this particular level. After that, we are seeing a pullback which breaks structure above towards the supply zone. Once price touches the supply zone, we always want to see confirmation. What are the confirmation? Most of the time, I'm always working with the five factors. That is the liquidity sweep. That is the activity which can be change of character or a break of structure. I want to see a fair value gap. I want to see inducement, and also I want to see price giving me a pullback towards my point of interest. That is most of the time what I'm using. So in this case here, you can really see that price is on a pullback, breaking structure the above side, coming towards the order block. Once price touches the order block here, now this is where we want to see change of character, or in other words, we want to see market structure shift. And in this case here, we can be able to see that this is our last break of market structure on this particular zone here. That is it. And again, we're able to see that we had a change of character, internal change of character, which suggests that now the price is ready to continue with the trend, and that is it. Then we are seeing price coming to either order block or FVG at this particular zone, and once price touches the order block or the FVG, we are seeing trend continuation. So these are very simple model that you can be able to use to make a lot of money when it comes to forex market. Now, when I'm talking about the five factors, what are the five factors? First factors, I want to see an order block. Second factor I want to see, as the price is going, I want to see price creating inducement with a fair value gap above it. In this case, we are bearish. Okay, once price start giving me a pullback, I want to see price coming to take out the inducement, taking out the FVG and reacting on from the order block before you can be able to see this market structure shift. And in this case, you can be able to see price have come, mitigated the supply zone, giving me that market structure shift and continuation. Okay, now let us dive into the live chart. Okay, so when you come to the live chart, this is our live chart here. This is our live chart here, and you can be able to see these are NZD JPY. You can be able to see that on the bigger picture, that is the 4-hour time frame. Let me just use the 4-hour time frame. We're able to detect that we are on a bearish trend. How do we say, why are we saying that we are on a bearish trend? Because we are able to see that price is on a series of is able to break structure towards the downside severally. Okay, and currently we are just on a pullback. Okay, and you can see that we have our inducement there. We have, this was our high. You can be able to see that we were able to sweep liquidity before that high. Then after that high, to create a new low, we're able to create that inducement at that particular level. Therefore, what am I going to expect? I'm going to expect price to give me that pullback towards that particular zone. As soon as price touches that particular zone and gives me a confirmation that is the market structure shift, I'm going to ride along to the downside. That's why you can be able to see that meanwhile I'm bullish, since we are trading pullback. How are we able to identify this pullback? Since we are able to see price breaking structure above, and we have that as our strong high, or as our strong resistance. Therefore, once price touches this particular zone, I'm going to expect price to do what? To give me a confirmation at this particular level before I can be able to go down. One thing to note is that as soon as price touches that supply zone, okay, maybe price can come, break above but close below it as a liquidity sweep. So that's why most of the time you will be required to do or to trade with confirmation. Okay, that is why confirmation is a very good tool to use as your what, as your armor. Let me just call it that way. Okay, perfect. Now this is NZD JPY. So based on the fundamentals, we are looking for that JPY. We expect JPY to maintain the rates, and if JPY is going to maintain the rates, it means that it might be weak in the short term. How is market going to react? I expect price to come to the downside. Okay, touch that demand zone and continuation, but I don't expect price to do what, to 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 surpass this. Since we are on a bearish trend, price should be respecting the trend, the technicals to the downside. But we all know that fundamental is the driver of what, of prices. But as much as that, we need to understand that for you to do your analysis, you really need to combine the fundamentals and the technicals to come up with the best result. Okay, so meanwhile, this is my analysis that I've been able to talk about. We're able to see that the price is breaking structure of the above, coming towards our supply zone. From our supply zone, once we get a market structure shift, that is once we see price coming to this particular zone, let us say for example a price breaks structure at that particular zone, give us a change of character, comes back to that newly created supply that meets our factors, then we can now ride along or expect the price to come to the downside to create now a new lower low. So this is what you can be able to do to come up with the best result as soon as you need it. So this is Owaga Forex. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Make sure to be part of my community. Join my Telegram community. Be part of us. You can rate us, and that is it, guys. Otherwise, have a nice day, have a nice moment, have a blessed week ahead. Bye, guys.